the same. Swipe that page, get in the mood. Comic-Con energy, we're bringing the food. Fan culture rise and fandoms unite. Welcome to our party, it's gonna be tight.
You're watching Kicking It with Onrie, the live shopping show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kicking It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I am your host, Onrie Kompin. It's great to be here with you guys this afternoon. I felt like pushing myself over the edge last night and decided to get a bunch of work done. So last night, I actually, after our show, I went into my garage and I packaged up all the books that I'm going to be slinging this weekend at Fan Expo Chicago. So we got 150 sets of Warline 1 through 3 heading out over there. We got some Marks and Easton Chin graphic novels heading out there. And then I have some Easton Chin single issues heading up. It's doing that thing again where it automatically redoes everything. Here we go. And we got some Easton Chin single issues out there. What's up, Katrina? How you doing? So basically, and Chris Deiskell, what's up, man? Good to see you. So yeah, basically after today's episode, I'm going to be heading over to the convention center to set up and get ready for the weekend. So I'm really excited about that. I also meant to show you guys yesterday. These are the Stretch Goal Reward sketch cards that we had printed up for the most recent Warline campaign, and they turned out really good. So this is how they look. So if you're waiting on your rewards, I will start shipping everything out next week. I promise you. And you guys will have all 4 of these plus a button if you backed on the physical level of the Warline campaign. And yeah, let's get this show on the road. As always, if you spend $25 with me, you're going to get to spin the wheel here. And if you spend $50 and you're located within the United States, you're going to get free shipping on your order. Now, we're going to kind of keep it light today. I kind of overdid it last night with how much work I was doing. So, yeah, we're just going to kind of do 50-cent books, keep it cheap today, make it real easy for you guys. So this is a good show to come on and buy a bunch of stuff. I want to move through a bunch of bulk. And the other thing about the show, too, is I want to talk to you guys for a moment. So I got a phone call this morning from another reseller who sometimes likes to buy stuff from me too. And we both were talking about the state of the industry right now and how much the diamond bankruptcy is affecting the entire industry in very indirect ways. Like, even though I don't have any nothing I do is directly correlated with the direct market, the fact that that Diamond's bankruptcy hit and affected all these publishers really hurts the industry, and it hurts me in some ways too, because now these publishers don't have a means of getting their books out there, which means that more of them are going to be at conventions more aggressively, just like I am. So now my space is going to be filled with more publishers. And that isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is a change, and it's an adjustment, and it's a bunch of other things. And right now, I've really been focused on just finding really quick deals on comics. I'm not trying to resell at a high level. I'm not looking for expensive books. If I buy an expensive book, in all honesty, it's probably going to be because I want it, not because I want to resell it necessarily. And I've been getting very, very high on my own supply. Katrina, you enabler. And here we go. Yeah, sorry, Phil. I know we're going to work something out, though. Don't worry about it. I know we don't have free shipping, but you got free storage. We got you got about, oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got about 6 short boxes here that, I got here waiting for you. So you got a lot of stuff here, and feel free to add on whatever you like. I got you covered, man. So I got you. MySpace. Oh, I'm not talking about the social media. I'm talking about the, the convention fronts and stuff. But anyway, Yeah, I was up till about 2 in the morning last night reading all the new comics that dropped this week. I'm pretty much read up on everything. And yeah, I worked, I packaged up everything after the show last night. So and then I was reading and I just couldn't go to sleep. And then today I took care of a bunch of things and then decided before the show I was going to unwind by doing some more reading. So I read some more John Byrne Fantastic Four, and I'm absolutely loving it. The latest issue I read was issue 245, no, 244. And it's so good. I love John Byrne's work on this series. And then I picked up Bring on the Bad Guys, the Red Skull, that came out this week. Bring on the Bad Guys is sort of like this one-shot miniseries where they focus on major Marvel villains. So it starts off with Doctor Doom, and then it goes to the Green Goblin, Abomination, Loki. This week they released the Red Skull, and then they're going to do Dormammu, and then they're going to do Mephisto. So it's 7 issues total. But every single book kind of focuses on one of the villains, and at the center of it all is Mephisto. And it's been really good to kind of see these villains have space of their own to do their thing, so we can kind of like see them see them do their bad guy stuff unhinged without superheroes kind of stepping in to mess with their group, and that's been really cool. Some highlights, and I was not expecting these books to be really good, but latest issue of Daredevil, holy shit, is the artwork in that book good. There's a really great battle in there between Daredevil, the two Daredevils, and the Wrecker. And I think if you just want a master class in dynamic action sequences, like the latest issue of Daredevil is it. Like that is just such a good book. And X-Men number 20, that was another book I was like, holy crap, I just read 2 books in a row at 2 in the morning that like had my eyeballs like plucked out of their sockets. Like it was just such good stuff. So X-Men 20, there's a fight between Cyclops and this this figure who's been pretty relevant in the series so far. He's been trying to kind of keep the peace between the mutants and the humans, and him and Cyclops are at odds, and they get into a fist fight. And this fist fight is awesome. It is so well illustrated, and there's so much going on, and it's great. Everything I've read this week has been good. I mean, honestly, us comic fans, we're eating good right now, but I'm the kind of reader that's jumping around. So I'm reading stuff that is recent, that's coming on the racks right now, but I'm also, once I get through the new stuff, I'm reading old stuff. And I'm reading a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be reselling you guys because I want to know what I want to know what it is, so I can give you guys sort of like an introduction to it in case you're interested with it. So there we go. Let's start selling some comics. Yeah, there's some really good stuff. And actually, Katrina, you're not awful. Believe it or not, like last night, I think I sold maybe $25 worth of books in the 2 hours that we were doing stuff. Like that is just abysmal, right? But, having decided to pick up that entire run of Fantastic Four, I have the majority of it, which means I probably saved more money anyway. And the way I look at it too is I got a con coming up this week. And like I said, I'm here right now with you guys for the passion. This is what I do for the passion, and this is the passion part of being in comics. When I go to cons to sell my books, I'm there to make money straight up. I am cutthroat. I am there to make some freaking money. And that's why I do it. It's a very different, you're getting a very different Onrie on the convention floor. I mean, in terms of my mindset. Here, if this stuff sells, of course I want it to sell. I don't want to, be here for 2 hours and make $25. That sucks. But, if it doesn't happen, there's other ways to make the shows good. And Katrina, your enabling abilities made it a good show last night, and we still had a fun time. And I think that's what this is really about. So let's let the good times begin. So the first book I got this afternoon. Yeah, Phil, there's a lot of good stuff to check out. And another thing I'd be willing to do, and I'm working on this right now, guys. I'm trying to find a way that's feasible for me to open up a account with PRH and Lunar so that I can actually start carrying new comics. The thing is it needs to make sense on a discount level, and I'm not sure how much you guys are willing to wait for new comics. So like I can order new stuff, but if I obviously the more you order, the higher your discount is as a reseller. So obviously, I don't want to be paying the highest price, but it still kind of beats paying the retail. And right now, I'm supporting my local comic shops and everything. But once my LCS sells his business, I'm probably going to open up a PRH and Lunar account just to kind of have the ability to order new books and get them delivered right to me. So at that point, I will inform every one of you guys that I will be stocking new comics, and I will be receiving them and reading them. And if you guys have pull lists and you want to order from a catalog, you see something that you're interested in getting from Marvel or whatever, you can always reach out to me and I can order it for you. So we'll figure it out when the time comes. You'll take everything I have for $25. I mean, literally, we sold like maybe 10 books yesterday, but I pulled a stack of Fantastic Four books for myself. I was the best customer. I deserve a spin on the wheel from last night. All right, I have Oh My Goddess, and I called this Oh My Goodness yesterday, and Katrina once again corrected me. So I have Oh My Goddess Valentine Rhapsody. This is selling for roughly about $10 right now on eBay. I'm going to do it for $5, so $5 on this, and you can look it up. It's the Valentine Rhapsody of Oh My Goddess. It's a really cute manga book. Manga. It's all the same to me. I don't know why they need separate names. It's all the same thing. No, it's not. One of them's animated. The other one is reading. All right. Thanks for correcting my Japanese. All right. I have America Chavez #1. This is the Coast to Coast Comic-Con exclusive. Now, I was actually talking about this book too. This book had a super inflated price prior to the second Doctor Strange movie coming out because there was a lot of anticipation with America Chavez showing up on the big screen. She's a pretty important character, as you guys know, if you've seen the movie. And she actually plays a role in the current Ultimates run because she can go between universes. I also think that she's going to have a much bigger role to play in the upcoming Avengers movies too, because who she is and everything. Anyway, it's a $125 book, or should I say, was a $125 book. If you look this book up on eBay now, it's dropped in value pretty significantly. Very significantly. What was once a $125 book is now $10. But I'm not going to sell it to you at 10. I'm going to sell it to you at 5 because at this point, it's just collecting dust and not really doing me any good. So it's $5 today for America Chavez #1, the Coast to Coast Comic-Con exclusive. It's even got a $5 price tag. So I think when this book was sold initially to the buyer, it was sold at 5, and then it shot up in value. I mean, this happens. And right now, the industry is in a down moment. It's not down necessarily because people are losing interest in comics. It's just what happens. Like, look at the stock market. Some stocks go up, some go down, some go sideways, and we have no control over why the value of these books go up or down. It might be lack of interest. It might be that, a majority of resellers out there are trying to sell this book at a certain value and they're not getting that value for it. So that can drive the price of the book down. If people don't have as much money to spend on comics, that brings the value down, right? So right now we're at a down moment. That means that this is a perfect time for you to buy that book, because once the market spikes up again, for whatever reason, that value can go up again as well. Now, is it going to hit $125 again? It could, or it could go higher. Remember, comics are like wine. They age they age like wine, and like fine wine, I guess. And some of them can really hold in value, but as time really goes on, they become more scarce, and that's what increases the value of the books themselves. So that's just something to consider. Just letting you guys know that America Chavez book could eventually be a gold ticket for you, and at $5, you're really not losing on it. So just letting you know. If anything, I'd be taking the hit on it. So there we go. I'm done. I am drunk on comics right now, Pablo. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. You don't like wine? Should I get out of comics? I don't know. Could you? All right, I have Strange #1. We got the Archer variant here. And this book at one point when the market was spiking was also $15. Right now, I'm going to mark it down to just $5. So it's 60% off. Next up, I got Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, One More Day, Part 2 of 4. This is a variant cover of issue 4, and this is going to go for $5. Paulo, since you're here, I can show you the Warlion trading cards that I got with, this is for the stretch goals. So you'll be getting one of these too, like I told you. So we did get those printed up. So now all I'm waiting on, in your case, is the actual original art. Hanging out with the puppies, huh? That's awesome. Bentley was very, very cuddly yesterday. I don't know what it was, but he just he really needed to get as close to me as he could. And he was just, I think he was just sick or something. I don't think he was really feeling good. So he was kind of feeling feverish, and he was kind of coming to me for warmth a little bit. It was really cute. All right, next book I have here is Wonder Girl #1. Wonder Girl #1 is going to go for just $3. Start of a new run here from Infinite Frontier, and it's going to go for $3. Oh, he's coming downstairs. He really just can't be without me. Oh no, he didn't come downstairs for me. He came downstairs to bark at the lawn, at the landscapers. You guys should hear him right now. He's going ape shit upstairs. He's yelling, or he's barking so loud. It's so funny. All right, I have Red Sonja Monster Isle. It's a one shot, so it's a #1. So you get everything in one shot here, and this is going to go for $5. I didn't know that there was a direct to streaming Red Sonja movie that came out. That's pretty cool. I have Vampirella versus Pantha #1 from Harris Comics. This is going to go for $5 as well. So $5 on this. I have G.I. Joe #5 from IDW. This is also going to go for $5. And these were all our FOMO books from yesterday. Not a single FOMO book sold. And I'm sad to see this because the prices on these books are just so low now. And I'm telling you guys, some of these books had much higher values. This is the time to jump on all of these books. Again, that America Chavez book, that was, I promise you, a $125 book. That's what it was valued at. The Strange #1, that was a $15 book. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man 24, right around the time that the No Way Home came out, that was a $10 book. These all hold tremendous value. Well, not tremendous value. They have gone down in value, and they're all important books. So there you go. All right, next up I got Medieval Spawn versus Witchblade, or Medieval Spawn and Witchblade #1. That's going to go for just $3 right now for anybody who's interested. $3 on that. If you buy that book, you get a free boot, and the Spawn is in it. Next up, I got Elektra Assassin #2, part of an 8-issue series by Bill Sienkiewicz and Frank Miller. This is going to go for $4. Issue 2. Then I got Incredible Hulk #248, direct edition copy. It's going to go for $4 on the Hulk. 48. X-Men #1. We got the Rubicon edition. I think this book is going to spike soon. It already has kind of spiked. This is a $12 book, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, I have a feeling it's going to go up even higher as time goes on. This is going to be a pretty big deal once the first part of the 2-part Avengers movie comes out, Doomsday, because they're bringing back all the X-Men, and I also think they're going to get them killed, and then they're going to recast the actors and do all kinds of cool stuff. So this is kind of like a big deal here. I had this priced at 12. I'm going to do it right now for just $8 for X-Men #1, the Rubicon edition. This is, if you guys remember when this book came out in the 90s, Jim Lee did like a bunch of variant covers. The Rubicon edition is a combination of all of those covers. So it kind of like pulls out and you get all the art together. I can actually show it to you. It's really, really cool. Jim Lee at his best. So this is it right here. The only one that's missing, surprisingly, actually, no, it's not missing. I have to open it up like this. Hold on. There we go. So you see all the covers here. This is why it's the Rubicon edition, is it combines all the covers in one. And this copy is in really, really good shape. Again, it's going to go for $8 for anyone who's interested. Oh, I'm making your meeting tolerable? I'm glad. I'm glad your meeting is tolerable. All right, I have Rick and Morty #1. That's going to go for $3 today. Just got to find a home for this. Rick and Morty #1. And I have Razor and She Special by Billy Tucci. This is going to go for $3 as well. $3 on this bad boy. Yeah, Eddie, it's like back to school time now for you, huh? When does school officially start for you? On top, I got some indie stuff for you guys. Well, kind of. Starting with Independence Day. Oh, I got Independence Day 0, 1, and 2. This was all priced out at $10. I was hoping to move it at 10. It's not moving at 10. Let's do it for $6 and you get this whole set here of Independence Day. 0, 1, and 2, that's the film adaptation. And then next up, see, I did trick you. The next book I have here came out from Comics Tribe. It's called A Fistful of Pain. And it's about two sisters who are fighting over their pet dragon. And it's a really gorgeous graphic novel with a die-cut cover. And it's got a price tag of $50 today. And if you pick it up, you're getting free shipping. And you're also getting a free bookmark, which fell right behind here. I'll show it to you guys in a second. Here's the bookmark. Fistful of Pain. Cool. And this is coming out by Comics Tribe. A lot of people really, really recommend this and have said really great things about it. It's a really beautiful illustrated graphic novel / prose book. It's going to go for $50. Okay. Lewis is claiming Witchblade Spawn. Finally. That book has found a home. Listen, if you're interested, I have some more Spawn books I can do for you. All right. And finally, I have Comics Illustrated. And what's really cool about this Comics Illustrated is that one of the spotlights is me. There's a whole article in here about me. And it's really cool. So talk about, my publishing outfit and everything. It's really cool. I've never really gotten this kind of coverage before, which is really nice. I appreciate what the publishers did for me on that front. And I bought a bunch of books from them so I could resell them on the show. And if you decide you want to pick this up, I'll be happy to sign it for you. So we have Comics Illustrated for March 2024 here. And the price on this, I believe, is $15. Yeah, $15, I think, is the price. The retail value. Let's say. Well, I'll do it at $15 anyway. So $15 on the Comics Illustrated. And if you want, I can sign it for you too. because I'm interviewed in there. It's pretty cool. I thought it was a good interview. Or not, it's not an interview, it's a spotlight feature. Notoriety, there we go. Notoriety. All right. So I moved our first book, and I have some delinquent books here. What are delinquent books? Well, I'll tell you. When Onrie goes out shopping, sometimes he accidentally buys the same book twice. This happened yesterday. I picked up an extra copy of Fantastic Four 580. I only needed one, but I got two. This cost me $5, so I'm going to resell it for $5. It's part of Jonathan Hickman's run. As you guys know, I'm on the hunt for a lot of Fantastic Four stuff right now. This would make my life a lot easier if we could just find it a home real quick. $5, it's yours. All right, now you guys ready for some 50-cent comics? Let's do it. Let's dive in. All right. I have Wizard Magazine 182 and 223. If you want them both, it's just $1 for the Wizards. Namor the Submariner, Conquered Shores. Number 1 is 50 cents. Snuffy Smith, number 5 is 50 cents. Journey into Mystery featuring the Lost Gods, number 503. Number 509. That's going to go for $1 for these two Journey into Mystery books. The Warning, number 1 from Image, is going to go for $1. Day of the Dead, number 6 is 50 cents. Nemesis, number 2. This is a 4-part miniseries by Mark Miller and Steve McNiven. And it's basically like, what if Batman was the Joker? And in this story, the hero is the Commissioner Gordon here guy who's trying to bring down the bad people. So 50 cents on that. G.I. Joe number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10. That's going to go for just $2 right now for these 4 issues of G.I. Joe. We're moving bulk here. 50-cent books. 50 centers. Stock up. This is the time to stock up, and it's not going to break your bank. These books need a new home. G.I. Joe is off to Chris Steiskal. Okay. Let's have a bet, Katrina, that you're going to be balanced out before we get to Grand Rapids. No, 50 Cent did not sign these books. He did not. Okay, 50 Cent. All right. Ultimate Comics Wolverine, number 2. I got 2 copies of this for some reason. And then I have issue 3. Get them both for $1, or with the extra 2, it's $1.50. Ultimate Comics Wolverine, number 2. Wolverine Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., number 27. Number 28. Number 29. Number 31. And number 32. This is all going to go for $2.50. $2.50 for these Wolverines. Okay, I have Elektra, number 10, number 11, number 13. Some really cool Greg Horn covers here. 15. get all these books, it is just $2. Huh. I don't want that to be the case, Katrina. I'm going to do a much better job of pushing people over to you this year. I want you to make more than what you spend with me and more than your table. I want you to make money that weekend. That would be really unfortunate if you came out there and didn't make money. So I'm gonna do what I can to help you out on that front. We can talk about it too before the show starts. All right, I have Astonishing X-Men #2 going for 50 cents. I think it's a crime whenever someone does a show and doesn't make their money back. It really makes me sad. I don't like seeing that for any exhibitor. It's really, really tough out there. Soulfire #0 and #1. That's going to go for $1. Harley Quinn Legion of Bats #3 and #4. $1 on these two. Dr. Fate #2 and #3. My buddy's calling me. I'm on the air right now and I can't talk to invalids like you. And invalids, infidels, you shut your mouth when you're talking to me. I'm on the air. I can't talk to you. No, bye. My friend hurled insults at me. I always pick up a ringing phone. I'm sorry, guys. Especially when I know it's not an important call. All right. I have Dr. Fate 2 and 3 going for $1. And I'll tell you why I do it. In all honesty, I do it to feed off energy. When I'm at a con, cons are like you feed off of the energy of the people on the floor. But when you're here alone, you don't have any energy to feed off of. It makes it a little bit more difficult. So that's why I pick up the phone so I can get just a little bit of, like, it's sort of like eating like one of those little bars, those energy bars, you know, or drinking some Gatorade. It's just kind of gross when I think about my friends calling me. It's like they're giving me mental or energetic Gatorade, I guess. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. You know, if you call me while I'm on the air, you know, I will pick up the phone. Captain America Sentinel of Liberty #6 is going to go for 50 cents. Amazing Spider-Man #897 is 50 cents right now. That is a steal. Deliver Us from Evil, the first issue from Blood Moon Comics, is 50 cents. Fury of Firestorm #14 and #21. That's going to go for $1. $1 on these two. Captain America #15. You know what I'm really hoping for right now? I'm going to be completely honest, you guys. I don't care if any of this stuff sells. I'm really, really hoping that I come across some more Fantastic Four books that I'm looking for in my collection. That's how bad it is. Like, not even worried about selling anything. All right, Captain America 22 and 23. This is terrible. I have the worst attitude ever. All right, these 3 Captain America books are going to go for $1.50 for the Captain Americas. And I'm actually reading two Captain America series right now that are done by, both of them are done by Nick Spencer. They came out in 2018, I believe, or maybe even 2019. This is when Cap became an agent of Hydra. So I'm reading all of that now. There was a lot of people who did not like that Cap became an agent of Hydra, but now there's a lot of talk about him showing up in these next 2 movies. And so I figured I'm going to give this a read. And I'll tell you something. This is some really good stuff. I really love what they did with Steve Rogers. And we obviously know that this is temporary, but the thing about it that really is a hard pill to swallow is, like, you always see Steve as being this really genuine guy who just wants to do good. And here he becomes an agent of Hydra, and he still has that same goal in mind. He's still trying to do the right thing, but as an agent of Hydra, as opposed to being Cap, who, you know, is fighting for the American values, which are now become world values. So it's an interesting take on the character, but seeing how he's manipulating everybody, he's not out of character at all as Nick Spencer is writing this, and I find that to be fascinating. Do I think it was the best idea to try something like this? Yeah, why not? Like, you're going to be given a job to write these books, like, make it interesting. And what Nick Spencer did is really cool because he's writing 2 Captain America comics that are both correlating with each other. So while Steve Rogers is plotting his next move as an secret agent of Hydra, Sam Wilson is dealing with other challenges. Why are all my friends calling me right now? I'm on the air, idiot. Moron. Yeah, idiot. Yes. What? No. You're dumb. And my buddy's like, hey, did you see the news? And I'm like, no. And he's like, you said you're dumb. And I was like, no, you're dumb. But yes, Katrina, I am an FF junkie. Total FF junkie. It's really, really bad. White Savior, number 2. This is written by a dude I actually grew up in a similar neighborhood to. He lived one suburb over from me. And he reached out to me around the time he wanted to get his comic out there, and he got it published by Dark Horse, and voila. White Savior, number 204. It was going to go for 50 cents. This is a satirical book, and it's basically about, like, you look at all those white savior movies like Last Samurai or like the Great Wall, where it's always a white guy who's saving the Asian people from, whatever, from themselves, essentially. So he takes the concept a step further. He goes, well, what if the white dude's an actual moron, and he goes back in time and is, sending these people off to their deaths? And so this other guy who's an ancestor of like a samurai has to go back in time and convince everybody that the white savior is an idiot. And it's a funny book. It's actually a humorous book. It's got this like very serious cover here, but this is totally a satirical book written by a very funny guy. His name is Scott Berman. This is his brainchild here, and he was really proud of it, and he worked really hard to bring this to us, and getting it published by Dark Horse is no small feat. I couldn't even get my book published by Dark Horse, so that says something right there. Captain America, Symbol of Truth, number 10 is going to go for 50 cents. The Kingdom, number 2 by Mark Waid and Mike Zeck is going to go for 50 cents. I have a Dead Man book here. Dead Man, number 6, written by Bruce Jones, a writer I really value. 50 cents on that. Captain America, number 8. We got more Captain America here. That's 50 cents on that. Add that to our Captain America bundle. And then I have Thunderbolts presents Zemo, Born Better, number 4. That's 50 cents. Little Monsters, number 2 is 50 cents. Lee Fox, not Fox, Lee Fox, The Phantom, number 9 is going to go for 50 cents. Magneto, number 1, number 2, and number 4 is going to go for $1.50. $1.50 on these Magnetos here. Punisher War Journal, number 18 and number 22. $1 on both of those Punisher books. I'm really hoping to hit pay dirt, Katrina, on the Fantastic Fours. I'm really hoping like this box is hiding some more of those Miller Hitch Fantastic Four books that I was writing off. Oh man, was I writing them off? Until you made me realize I needed them. So I had the majority of the run. I'm missing 6 issues from that run. It's 15. It's a run of 15 issues, and I got 9 of them. So, and I know that there might be a couple of them just circulating in one of these boxes here. So let's hope we hit pay dirt. We're really trying to help Onrie build his collection here off of his own collection. All right, I have Captain Marvel number 51. It's a pretty loved copy. It's not in good shape at all. And you can look at the corners here; they're pretty beat up. That's why we're doing it for 50 cents. So 50 cents on that. Octane, number 404, 50 cents. Immortalis, number 104, 50 cents. I appreciate you hoping for me. You can wish in one hand and crap in another and see which one gets filled first. This is one of my favorite lines from Grumpy Old Men. Well, you can wish in one hand and crap in the other. No pay dirt yet. Guardians of the Galaxy, number 9 and number 10 are going to go for $1. God damn it. God damn it. There's Fantastic Four here, but it's not pay dirt. Okay. I have issues 513, 517, 518, and 519. This is from Mark Waid's run. This is going to go for $2. I already have all these, but I haven't read them yet. When I do read them, I will let you know what I think of them. I will share thy thoughts with thee. Charlie's Angels versus the Bionic Woman, number 1 is 50 cents. Classics Illustrated, A Tale of Two Cities is 50 cents. Wolverine and the X-Men, number 20, 22, 23, 25, 27, 29, 30, and number 31, and number 32. A bunch of these. They're all in really good shape, too. Two, three, four. $4.50 for all of them. Hi, you're unbalanced again. All right, Tale of Two Cities. Gotcha. Warlord, number 16, number 27, number 38, number 42, number 53, number 54, and number 55. Get some old Warlord books here. 1, 2, 3. $3.50 on this whole stack here. $3.50. Doesn't it feel? It feels so weird to me to be selling these books for so cheap. I mean, keep in mind, guys, when I first got these books, my intention was to sell them all at $2 a pop. Now we're doing them at 50 cents. Why? Because they've been sitting here for too long. I've got too many boxes here. This stuff has to start moving. So I would rather clear it all out right now and go out and buy something else. So that's the idea. I have Batman, Superman, number 24, and number 25. That's going to go for $1. Avengers Celestial Quest, number 2 of 8, and number 3 of 8. That's going to go for $1. Murder World Avengers, number 1 is going to go for 50 cents. Batman Dark Detective, number 2, and number 3, and number 4. That's going to go for $1.50. Marvel Legacy, number 1 is 50 cents. Captain Marvel, number 1, 50 cents on this. Look what this book has on it. It says no to hate. No hatred towards this book. Stop hating. Buy this book if you really love other things. Don't be a hater. Be an equator. All right. All right. I have Stray Bullets number 41 going for 50 cents. Wolverine Origins number 29 is 50 cents. And number 32 is 50 cents. So that's $1 on those. Sorry. $1 on those. Hawk and Dove number 2 is 50 cents. And then I have Transhuman number 3. That's 50 cents on that. Good stuff on this board, guys. At 50 cents, you really can't go wrong. Araya and Angela, number 1 is going to go for 50 cents. Suicide Squad Most Wanted, El Diablo and Boomerang, number 1 is 50 cents. Justice League number 3, number 4, number 15, number 20, number 22, and number 28, and number 30, and number 32. Now, remember when I told you guys about how these books are going to hold a lot more value now because of the success of the Superman movie? This is still true. But I'm going to do them for 50 cents right now because I got duplicates of these. So 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 3, 4. $4 on all these Justice League books. Can't go wrong with it. J.M. DeMatteis and Keith Giffen on that. All right, we got a full double rack here. And I'm going to do a crazy price on all of it today. If you want the double rack, I'll do it for $20. $20 right now for the double rack. That's all these books. Everything at $20. It's got to move right now. $20 for the double rack. $20 for the double rack. Do you guys want me to do a count on how many books you're getting and what the actual value is? Let me know. We're doing this double rack here of 50-cent books, all of it for $20 right now because I want to find this stuff a new home. $50-cent books. In about 10 minutes, we're going to do FOMO books as well. Oh, the sale's slow, Tori. But I'm hoping to hit some pay dirt and find some more Fantastic Four books. I kind of went through that entire box and didn't find anything. So I might take away this box and bust out another one. All right. Any takers? Going once, going twice. Not sold. I'm putting these away. Good stuff in here too. Oh, no worries. Nothing to be sorry about. Got time coming up this weekend. If anything, you guys are helping me build up my my fortitude. Conventions are the ultimate test of your mental endurance because you get rejected a lot at these shows. When you're talking to a lot of people, it's really a 50% chance that they're going to buy from you. So getting them to stop is the biggest thing. That's the hardest thing to do. But it increases your chance of the sale by 50%. And then from there, you got to take it the rest of the way. And it's very easy to lose your cool on a convention floor. So if anything right now, and I'll tell you guys, I'm about to do one of the hardest shows I do all year long. I don't care what anybody says. Fan Expo Chicago is not an easy show. It is very, very hard. People are very guarded at that show because the celebrities are taking their money. It's just a tough environment. And I was actually thinking today, I'm like, I could really use a break. I was actually thinking about canceling the show completely and just kind of taking it easy. But actually, I think being here is more important. One, because right now, especially, it's very important to be consistent and on the air. So if I say I'm going to be somewhere at a certain time, it's important that I do that. Part of surviving during this sacrificial year is, or maybe sacrificial years, we don't know what the future holds, is showing up when when it's your time to show up. So I'm here right now. Would it be great if I was selling more? Yeah, but you know what? Having these kinds of shows and keeping my cool, this is a good test of endurance for what I'm going to be dealing with all weekend, which is going to be a lot of people just passing by. And the biggest challenge I have, honestly, is going to be selling Warline for $15 because everybody's got $10, but not everybody's got $15, right? So I got to hope that I can sell enough people on Warline 1 through 3 at $15 and get them to buy the other items that I have, which I'm bringing a much smaller quantity of, just to sell through everything. Now, of course, if I have a really successful show, I can always, if things are going crazy good, I can always go home and stock up. That's the nice thing about this being a local show. But I know this. I've been doing this a long time, 16 years. I've been doing these Chicago shows. I know how they work. I know what to expect. So my goal for this weekend is to keep myself, to hit my financial goal. That's the most important thing. I have to hit my financial goal. And I'm going to do it. That I will do. But to not lose myself in that process, right? So to manage to keep my cool as much as possible so I can get through that weekend. And every single one of these shows, no matter how big they are, especially the big ones, can also be really tough. Like New York and San Diego and even Dragon Con, the biggest challenges at these shows are there's so many people on the floor that they're just trying to get from one point to another, and they can't navigate quickly enough because they're stuck, right? So they're all kind of like, they're kind of lost their patience. They're tired. They don't want to stop and hear your pitch, and they certainly don't want to carry around more crap, right? So that's the challenge that I have to overcome with them, is convincing them that not only am I giving you a really good deal, but I'm giving you really good content, at a really good rate, and I'm going to make it as easy and as painless for you as possible. That's kind of the idea, right? Here, this is a completely different ballgame. You know, reselling comics is completely different from being on the front lines as a publisher or selling your own work. So very different stuff. Not necessarily that one is better than the other, but they both go hand in hand. I mean, it's sales regardless, right? And I honestly believe that doing this has made me a better convention showman by far. It's made me a lot better at my job. And that's why I think it's so important to keep doing it, you know, even when things are not going the greatest. So if we have a slow show today, that's okay. But me being here for you guys right now, I know that that means something to you. So I'm happy that I can be here for you guys. So nothing to be sorry about. When we find the right comic for you, I know you're going to claim it. And that's all that counts for me, is making sure that I'm enriching your collection the way that you want to see it enriched. Buy freaking comics! Idiot! Moron! Boy, someone's contradicting himself. Yeah, the raid sale is here. Oh, trust me, I get bad on the floor. I was really bad at Tampa. And that's something I always evaluate, right? I always have to look at myself at the end of the day, at the end of every convention, and think to myself, what could I have done better? So when I was at Tampa and I was getting rejected by people, I had one guy try and talk me down from Warline 1 through 3 from $15 down to $10, and then walked away when I wouldn't, you know, budge on the $15 price, because I'm giving you 3 of the entire series at wholesale price. I'm not going less than wholesale, buddy. Like, no one would do that. Like, sorry. But he didn't care. He didn't care. He just didn't want to buy it. So I got angry, right? When someone devalues your work that much, like you guys have jobs, right? And you work really hard. I'm sure all of you guys are working 40 hours plus per week, I'm sure. And then you're coming home and trying to take care of your families and do all these things. And you got somebody really devaluing your work, like really not appreciating what you're doing or what you've done or anything. They're trying to get the best deal for the cheapest price possible. That will anger you. I don't care who you are. Everybody feels like they're worth something, right? Well, you have to kind of let that go when you get on the front lines of a convention. And I have a hard time sometimes. And when I'm crammed in, like I was at Tampa, it's very hard to step away because I know I'm already in a losing battle. Like my back is up against the corner. So if I leave the floor to kind of like collect myself, I'm losing sales time. And sales time could mean the next customer. So I start to get impatient. And one of the things I tend to do is this little Jedi thing, which I really hate that I do this, by the way. This is something I really need to work on myself. But after that experience with that guy, about, you know, the next 15 minutes, people were coming by and I was pitching them. They were saying no. And I'm like, okay, thanks. And just kind of moving them over so that they would get out of my way and I could go on and get the other person. And that's not a good attitude to have. It's an awful, awful attitude, and it's a terrible, terrible trait that I have. But when I'm in that mindset of, if I don't make enough money, I can't pay my bills, it's a completely different story. And now when you got people, you know, devaluing your work, it's another thing. It's tough. So the most important thing to do is to build your mental fortitude so that those things don't affect you. And I always talk about it. It's like having iron skin. You know, it's not allowing the words that people say harm you in any kind of way. You have to kind of just let it bounce off like bullets. Like you got to be like Superman out there, you know? And it's tough for everybody. It is tough. That's why it kills me when I see other creators putting themselves out there like that. Like, you have no idea what it takes to be on the other side of that table as somebody who spent money, time, and effort to put all their stuff out there and is now trying to make a sale. And you just see people walk past them because they own, the only reason why they came to that convention was to get Mark Hamill to sign their lightsaber, you know. But you have to kind of remove yourself and remind yourself that you are there for the customer. You're right. You're there for the people that are over there, and you're there to service them. That's it. And it doesn't matter what they buy, what they don't buy. It is what it is. It's a continuum, right? So even the way I kind of look at it with Tampa, my sales were down 30%. But again, thanks to Mike Storm, I was able to hold my inventory over there. So did I lose 30%? No, I didn't lose 30%. I just didn't make the 30% additional that I anticipated to make this moment in time. But next year I'll be back there and I'll make that money. I'll sell those books. That's no problem. But I just got to wait now until I get to that point. And, having someone else, burdening someone else with my inventory, it's not the greatest feeling in the world. But when you're dealing with your friends, it's, you can sleep a little easier at night. So, Mike, thanks, buddy. Tampa 2026. Did you come to take me? Did I take my meds this morning, Onrie? Are you talking about when I went into rage sale mode just now? I don't really take meds. I mean, I kind of do, but not really. I take vitamins. All right. So far on this episode, we have found some Fantastic Four, but not the Fantastic Four that Onrie's looking for. And it doesn't look like there are any in this box, so I think we need to move to another box. So I'm going to go through this stack that I have here of 50-cent books because I forgot I am here for you guys first and foremost, and then I will do that. And Chris Deiskell, the lawyer and yours, my favorite lawyer and yours, is reminding me that, hey, it is FOMO time, and he is 100% correct. So let's do it.
It's FOMO time!
Is that an acronym for me getting a chance to play the Flash again? Oh, that's what it means. It was a good Flash! No one wants to play Flash comics on Onrie Show because of me! And I can't buy comics either because I'm a big weenie!
Oh my god, like, shut up already.
All right, so we got FOMO books. A lot of our FOMO books this week did not sell. Lately, I've been really hitting duds with the FOMO books, but I'm not going to give up. Never going to give you up. I'm going to let you down. All right, I have Black Panther #1. This is the start of Ta-Nehisi Coates and Brian Stelfreeze's run. I don't know why it was priced at $25, but it's not $25 right now. It is going to go for just $5. $5 for Black Panther #1. Having Brian Stelfreeze come on to illustrate Black Panther was a pretty big deal. This is also Ta-Nehisi Coates' first comic series ever. And Ta-Nehisi is a really renowned writer who's written a lot of political based books. And, him and Brian Stelfreeze coming together to tell a Black Panther story is pretty cool. This actually came out, I think, about a year before the Black Panther movie came out, the first one. It's really well done. There's some really cool concepts in there. What's up, Philip Ragusa? I have the Black Order #1. That's going to go for $5 as well. The Black Order are Thanos' henchmen. And we got Philip Tan drawing this, which is pretty cool. I have Uncanny X-Men #2. This is the first appearance of the Outliers, who have been major characters in the X-Men universe now since Gail Simone started her Uncanny X-Men run. The Outliers are a bunch of young mutants who end up with Rogue and Gambit in New Orleans, and they're under the care of them, as well as Wolverine, Jubilee, and Nightcrawler. And they're the latest addition to the team. So they have a pretty big role to play in the current ongoing series. And this is their first appearance, and it's going to go for just $5 right now for Uncanny X-Men #2. And Gail said when she just launched the series a year ago, she said, issue 2, this is going to be a big deal. And now we all see why. Next up, I have Dark Knight's Metal, Batman Who Laughed. And it's a really badass foil cover here. This is going to go for $30 right now. $30 on this. Really awesome cover here. We got Batman Who Laughs and his chain of Robins here. They're all Joker-fied. This is pretty badass. This is a really cool book. $30 on this. And then I have Thanos Legacy by Donny Cates, #1. That's going to go for $5. I have a CBSN variant of Murder Hobo, Chaotic Neutral. It's an 18+ book. Very, very inappropriate. It's going to go for $5 right now. I got multiples of this, so you guys can claim it. And then I have a variant of Thor #2. And I believe this is the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher. And that's going to go for just $10 today for the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher. Yep, this is it right here. So if you ever wanted the first appearance of Gore, this is it here. Doesn't he show up here? Actually, is it? I'm going to find this out real quick. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to let you know what you're buying, so that way we're all on the same page. Oh, okay. Never mind. This is not the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher. This is just another variant from another Thor series. So this is Thor #2. This is going to go for $5 in that case. So we're going to take the price down on it. And in fact, I'll bring it down even more. We'll do this at just $3 right now for Thor #2, just to find this a home. So $3 on this. Murder Hobo. This. And our last Homo book is Batman #41. Now, this is a pretty interesting book. I'm reading this right now. In this series here, Scott Snyder has done quite a bit of stuff with Batman. So his relaunch of the Batman started with New 52. The first Scott Snyder Batman run was actually in Detective Comics. And it was sort of laying the groundwork for what his New 52 run would be. His run in the Detective Comics books was sort of introducing a similar group that was like the Court of the Owls, but wasn't. So there were more. It was just another dark underground organization. But then I think he springboarded off of that to create the Court of Owls. And when he started writing, it was Dick Grayson who was Batman, and he did some really good stuff with Jim Gordon's son and all that. It was a really, really great run. Then he launched New 52 Batman, and we got the introduction of the Court of the Owls. And after that, there was another run with the Joker called The Death of the Family. And this is a run that was really good because it peeled back the layers of the Bat family. And we found out that Bruce was willing to go pretty far to protect all of his sidekicks. And he went so far as to lie to them about some really important stuff. And that's why it's called The Death of the Family, is because now the entire family loses trust in Bruce. So after this, Bruce is sort of like left with nothing. But then Snyder goes into this really small arc with Clayface, and after that, Zero Year launches. And Zero Year actually takes place before Batman, actually started becoming Batman. So it is a year one story. And even his outfit is sort of like a advanced version of like the original Batman #1 suit. So he had purple gloves and stuff. And this is Bruce Wayne really figuring out who he was as Batman. And after that run ended, there was a run called Endgame. And the Endgame run is about the return of Joker because he was believed to be subdued after a death of the family, or like dead, or he just kind of vanished, and now he comes back. But he has now affected the Justice League. They're all coming after Batman, and they're all Joker-fied. Batman can't stop him, and then Joker manages to infect all of Gotham City. So now all of Gotham City is Joker-fied. Everything's terrible. It's all awful. Everything is bad. And Batman makes the ultimate sacrifice, and in order to save Gotham City, and he dies along with the Joker. So now there's no Batman. And I remember when this book was first being touted, when it first like kind of came out. What's up, Lorena? I got you on the Thor. Don't worry. When this book first came out, a lot of people were like, "This is such a stupid concept." Because here's what happens: when Batman dies, who picks up after him? Jim Gordon. So Commissioner Gordon is now Batman. That's stupid, right? Like, who would want to see that? When I first heard that concept, I was like, this is BS. This is so stupid. Like, why would Commissioner Gordon become Batman? Well, this issue explains why. I finally gave it a chance, and I finally gave it a read, and I got to tell you, it's doing some really cool stuff. They introduced a really cool villain in here, and it all starts here. So this is not the actual Bat outfit that Jim Gordon is wearing, but it is the armor that he's using. And after Batman dies, Powers International, is it Powers International or Powers Industries? So you guys know about Batman Beyond. There's Derek Powers. His company buys out Wayne Tech, and they team up with officers, and they're like, we want to keep Batman's legacy alive. Well, who's going to be Batman? So they start testing a bunch of people who could potentially be Batman based on their combat skills and their acumen and all that stuff. But they just don't measure up. None of them measure up. So finally Powers is like, all right, we want to have Jim Gordon. You've worked really close with Batman. Like, you know what's going on. Like, you know how he works and everything. We want you to do it. And Gordon's like, no, I'm not doing this. And they're like, well, we're going to help you out. It's not just going to be that you're going to be Jim Gordon. By the way, you got to quit smoking and all that stuff. But we're also going to pump you up with a bunch of drugs. And we're going to give you this really advanced suit. And you're going to be able to be Batman. So as of right now, Jim Gordon is Batman. And this is his actual outfit right here. And it's pretty cool. It's a good run here. It's the start of a good run. I've been enjoying it. I'm not going to go crazy on this because I didn't pay a lot of money for this, but this is the first appearance of Jim Gordon as Batman. Goofy stuff, right, on the surface. But I'm telling you, this is some good stuff here. It's going to go for just $3 right now for Batman 41. First appearance of Jim Gordon as Batman. I'm about almost done with Snyder's run. To be honest, I'm on like issue 44 or 45. So, or actually, no, I'm on issue 46 now. So it ends after issue 51, and then Tom King's run starts shortly after that. They reboot it again for the DC Universe rebirth. But it's illustrated by Greg Capullo. I have to say the really great thing about reading all the New 52 Batman books has been how consistent it's been. Some of the storytelling kind of feels wonky a little bit at times, but it all kind of comes together. I really enjoyed Zero Year. I really enjoyed The Court of the Owls. I liked The Death of the Family. Endgame was okay too. And seeing how it's coming together, I'm actually really liking this run too, because they introduced this villain called Bloom, and he basically he's basically selling this drug that's called seeds, and the seeds give people superpowers. And so now the cops and Batman are trying to take him down. It's really, really intense stuff. And by the way, Bruce Wayne's not dead. It's not a secret. He is alive. But what is he up to? You'll have to read the book in order to find out. We know that he's going to become Batman again, right? I haven't read the whole thing, but we know that Bruce Wayne will end up being Batman again. But this was something that they tried that was different. It was sort of like the whole Hydra Cap thing. Like, what else can we do? Let's try this. Let's do something different here. And if you give it enough shot, if you allow the curiosity in you to give this a shot, you might actually end up liking it or not. And it's okay if you don't like it either. But I'm going to tell you right now, as someone who entered this as a huge skeptic initially, I am really impressed with what Snyder and Capullo were able to pull off with this. This is a good read. And there. This is what reading comics, this is the payoff for reading comics, is I can tell you about this stuff. We can have a whole conversation about it. And Lorena, I completely agree with you. Gore got butchered in the movie completely. I think they just made a laughing stock of him. I think, what's his name? The director, Taika Waititi, Tiki, Touch My Weedy. I think he just got a little too drunk on his own Kool-Aid, you know, and rather than making a serious Thor movie with very serious themes in it, I think he just kind of dumbed it down a little too much. And, you know, in his defense, there were some really serious themes in that movie, like Jane Foster dying from cancer and, you know, Gore losing his daughter. And the way it resolved, everything fell into place the way it should, right? But I think what really kind of lost it for me was just kind of how goofy it got at certain points when it didn't need to be goofy, and when it should have been dark, it wasn't. That's what I think got lost. Do I think that Christian Bale showed up? He absolutely showed up. I think he did a really good job playing the character. I also think he would have been a great Doctor Doom. Like, you know, I'm really curious to see how Robert Downey Jr. pulls off Doctor Doom. And I do think it's going to be like Heath Ledger. We're all going to be like, man, this guy is meant to be Doctor Doom. But I really think that Christian Bale could have been a great Doctor Doom. I also think Javier Bardem could have been a great Doctor Doom. I think that Cillian Murphy could have been a great Doctor Doom. Like, there are a lot of actors that could have played this role. So the fact that they settled on Robert Downey Jr. has really, really piqued my interest. But Christian Bale, that is one fine actor. That guy shows up to work, and he is intense about what he does. All right, let's get back to 50-cent comics here. Been talking long enough. I have Sabretooth #2 going for 50 cents. Wolverine 17, 50 cents. Star Trek 10, cover A, 50 cents. Firestorm #22 is 50 cents. Buffy the Vampire Slayer #13 is 50 cents. Sleepwalker #8, 50 cents. West Coast Avengers 29, 50 cents. Bleed Them Dry, 50 cents. This is issue #5 from Vault. Suicide Squad #9 and #10. That's $1. Green Arrow #130, 50 cents. Green Lanterns #7. Actually, I have 6 and 7 here, going for $1. Superman 37 is 50 cents. Lensman #4, 50 cents. The Titans #45 is 50 cents. Sabretooth and Wolverine. Mike, I got some other Wolverine stuff that I think you might be interested in. Let me show it to you again. And Lorena, you might be interested. If Mike's not interested, Lorena, you might be interested in these. $50 books on the rack right now, guys. Jump on it. Just a second here. All right, Mike. And Lorena. And anybody else who's watching. All right, Mike, I got you. Lorena, I got you from the Superman. All right, I have these Wolverine books here, issue 27, 28, 29, 31, and 32, which is actually illustrated by Karen Andrews, who's doing that Spider-Man Wolverine series that we're reading. He did the artwork on issue 32 here. Very different style, too. You'd almost think it wasn't even him. Look at how different his artwork is compared to that Spider-Man Wolverine series that we've been reading. So I am doing all of these for $2.50. All 5 of these at $2.50 for the Wolverines. The rest of these are illustrated by John Romita Jr., and that run is written by Mark Miller. It's pretty good. I've actually read it before. And then I have Wolverine and the X-Men number 20, 22, 23, 25, 27, 29, 30, 31, and 32. These are all going for 50 cents a pop, so that's $1, $2, $3, $4, $4.50 for this stack. Big stack of books here for under $5. Amazing Spider-Man 1.5 by Dan Slott is going to go for 50 cents. Lazarus, number 11, 50 cents on this. Gunning for Hits, music thriller, issue 2. We go for 50 cents. That's an independent series. It's called Fistful of Pain, and it's about 2 sisters fighting over their pet dragon. And it's an independent book here, and it's got a cool die-cut cover. And my price on this is going to be $50 today. I have only 1 copy. It's a hardcover bound book with a foil and die-cut effect on that. That's awesome. Okay, so you want the Wolverine 32 from this stack, and then the Wolverine 32 from this stack. Got you. No problem, brother. No, it's not black and white. It's actually in full color. It's it looks like it's in black and white, but it is full color. But the colors are very sort of like targeted. It's like targeted on a black and white backdrop, but there's multiple color in here. This is a fully colored book. Not sure if it's your thing either way, but just letting you know, it's not a black and white book. I haven't read it either, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know what the deal is with it. All right. Green Lantern Corps number 22 is 50 cents. Lazarus number 16 is 50 cents. Action Lab Presents from Halloween Comic Fest. Got 2 of these going for 50 cents. The Dreaming number 10 is 50 cents. Shade the Changing Girl number 3 is 50 cents. And then we have number 6. So I have 2 of Shades. Shade the Changing Girl number 3 and 6 going for $1. Green Lanterns 27. Got multiple copies of this. Oh my gosh. 2 variants. Okay, so we got this variant here going for 50 cents and this variant going for 50 cents. 2 and 2. JSA Classified number 5 is 50 cents. Lazarus here. Lazarus number 2 is 50 cents. So we have 16 and 2 going for $1. Superman number 37 and number 40. So we got 2 Supermans now going for $1. Lorena, you got 37, so let me know if you want to add number 40 for an extra 50 cents. Got another Amazing Spider-Man. Learning to Crawl 1.5. So we got 2 of those. Lots of duplicates here. This is from, I bought overstock from a retailer. $1. This goes to Philip Ragusa. The New World #1 from Image Comics. It's a pretty thick book. 50 cents on this. Race Warrior. There are 6 assorted comics in here. So I'll do it for $3. I guess it's a racing comic. So we've got issues 1 through 6 in here for $3. That's the whole run of Race Warrior. Some more Lazarus here. I found issue 22. Now our set of Lazarus books is going for $1.50. I have Powers by Mike Oeming, #4, going for 50 cents. Goddess Mode, #1, from DC Vertigo, 50 cents. More Lazarus. Good Lord. Lots of Lazarus. We have issues 9 and 10 going for an extra $1. Let's see how much our Lazarus set is. We got issue 2, number 9 and 10, issue 16, and issue 22. Now going for $2.50 for all of it. Green Arrow, #40, 50 cents. Wolf Moon, #6 of 6 is 50 cents. Oblivion Song, #5 is 50 cents. Green Arrow, #35 and #40. I got 3 copies of 40 here. Going for 50 cents a pop. Green Arrow. Got 4 of these. I have 4 copies of 40 and 1 35. And I just found yet another Lazarus. Now our Lazarus set is up to $3, and I actually have 2 copies of issue 11. What a strange setup here. I guess I must have bought overstock from a shop, and they had a lot of extra stuff. So we got 1, 2, 3, $3 on the stack here. And if you want the extra one, it's going to go for an extra 50 cents. Green Arrows going up to Lorena. Lorena, there's also Green Arrow #130. Let me know if you want to throw this one on for an extra 50 cents. Otherwise, I got you. There's still plenty of Green Arrow 40s out there. This is a pretty cool cover. Not sure who did it. Oh, Tyler Kirkham. Got a Tyler Kirkham cover here for 50 cents. That's a good deal. All right. Multiple Man. All right, we're adding. Multiple Man. #2 is 50 cents. Snowfall #5 is 50 cents. Green Lantern Corps 17 is 50 cents. Generation Next #3 is 50 cents. Generation X #11 is 50 cents. And Patsy Walker Hellcat #7 is 50 cents. Anything left here in this box? showcase. There's a scene already. Lorena, I did find some more green arrows here. I'm going to show those to you in a minute. All right. Get this box out of here. I'm going to pull out another box. Give me just a second, guys. Trying to find a good stack of books here. Go through the whole thing. Boring box here. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. I do not. Philip Producer. I'm sorry, I do not. All right, Lorena, I have Green Arrow number 9 and number 11. And what's cool about these is they're both Neil Adams covers, and they're both going to go for $1 a set. Let me know if you want to add that. Uncanny Avengers number 9. I have 2 copies of this, going for $1 or 50 cents. Sam Wilson, Captain America number 18, 50 cents on this. Uncanny Inhumans number 13, 50 cents. And then I have another Sam Wilson number 18, 50 cents. This is part of that Nick Spencer run that I'm reading right now. Okay, Green Arrows are off to Lorena. And Lorena, I have a big. If you're really into Green Arrow right now, I have a really big stack of books here. I'm trying to find a home for these for a very, very, very long time. Speaking of which, from that same series, I have issue 8. I'll do that at 50 cents. I have more of the Neil Adams ones here. I have issue 12, 39, 41. I don't know if this is the same series or if it's Green Arrow versus Black Canary. That's 25 and 26. If you want to do these, it's going to be $2 to add these on, and then $1 to add this. Let me know if you want to do it. I'll give you first right of refusal on those. So that's issues 8, 12, 39, and 41. Just let me know. $2 on those. And then for anyone who's really, really interested, if we got any real serious Green Arrow fans out there, and I'm only talking serious Green Arrow fans, I have this huge, incredibly huge stack of Green Arrow books here from Ed Hannigan's run. And these go from, I thought I had these in order. I guess I don't have them in order, Jesus. Okay, the Green Arrows, awesome. I might, but I think you got what I had so far, Chris. Or someone took what I had so far. Okay. I have Aspen Universe presents the Adventures of the Aspen Universe. That's gonna go for 50 cents. It's kind of, cartoonish, but it's not cartoon. It's not what you're looking for. Let's see. Go through this. No, this is just random stuff, man. Sorry. It comes as it comes, All right. Now, for anyone who's really, really curious, I don't even have these in reading order, but okay. I think we're going to do it this way. I have this big stack of Mike Grell and Ed Hannigan and Dick Giordano's Green Arrow. Big, huge run. I'm going to do all these at $1.50 a pop. So it's $1.50 a pop. And then we'll look at what we're at the final total on all of it. And I'll give you a discounted price on top of that just to move these books. So we got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 51, 52, 53, 54, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, the number 1 annual, the number 2 annual, number 3 annual, the number 50th anniversary annual, the number 5 annual. Let's look at. I've heard really good things about this Green Arrow run. So I've heard very, very good stuff about this. Have I read it myself? No, I have not. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30, 32, 34, 36, and 37. So we got 37 books here. Do some quick math here, and then I'm going to round down to the lowest price I can go on this. So we got 37 books here at $1.50 a pop. So 37 times 150. That brings us to $55.50 on the set here. I'm going to bring the price down to $40. So $40 on 37 issues of the Green Arrow, and you're essentially paying just a little bit above $1 per book, probably like 101, right? So this is a big stack right here. And Lorena didn't claim this big run. She claimed some other stuff here. So no pressure on you, Lorena. You can pass up on it. You have the first right of refusal. If anybody else is interested in this stack, I'm going to do it right now for $40, and you'll save $15 off of my initial offer on it. No, it's okay. No worries. You don't need to be sorry about that. There's other things you could be sorry for, but not that. You don't need to be sorry for that. I'm amazed at how quickly the time has passed. Now, for anyone else who's interested, I do have some loose copies from that same run. There were some duplicates. I have 23 and 24 going for $1. I'll do those for $1. All right, no worries. Still couldn't find a home for those green arrows. Oh, you've read the whole run? Yeah, I know. Mention it to Jay, mention it to Zach. One of these days it'll find a home. I'm not worried. And Lorraine, I hope you're doing well. I tried reaching out to you yesterday. Let me know if I can give you a call back at any point. If you're okay with that. New Mutants number 79 is going to go for 50 cents. Aspen Presents The Adventures of the Aspen Universe number 1. I have 2 of these going for 50 cents. Halloween Comic Fest Quilt is going to go for 50 cents. I have multiple of these quilts here. So there's like 4 of these. It's going to go for 50 cents on each of them. Tommy, 50 cents on this. Another Halloween Comic Fest special. X Factor 147, 50 cents on this. All right, good. I'm glad to hear it. Avengers Ultron Forever number 1 is going to go for 50 cents. You have my number, Katrina. We talked, right? For Grand Rapids and stuff. Pretty sure you got my number. Getting my number is really not a huge achievement. Like that is a low achievement on your goals there. Very easy. Do I get calls back? Sometimes. Leonard, I actually owe you a call. I owe you a call from like a while ago. All right. I have another Avengers Ultron Forever here. Home for 50 cents. Age of Ultron number 8 is 50 cents. I'm going to go through this stack here, and then I'm going to go over the bottom row stuff one more time. And then we're going to close out this week's lineup of shows. I have Avengers 32 going for 50 cents. Steve Rogers Captain America 5, 50 cents. This is a really, really good issue. Uncanny Inhumans number 13. Got 2 copies of that. It's a Civil War II tie-in, 50 cents. Civil War II Choosing Sides, 50 cents. Clean Room number 1 is 50 cents. Lensman number 4 is 50 cents. Howard Chaykin's Challengers of the Unknown. This is pretty cool. Didn't know I had this. Number 1 of 6, 2 of 6, 3 of 6, 5 of 6, and 6 of 6. All we're missing is number 4, and you got a full run there. So that's $2.50 for this. I didn't block your number. I don't block anyone's numbers. Drifter number 1 is 50 cents. The Hard Place number 1 is 50 cents. I mean, unless you like harass me, but no one really harasses me. I'm unharassable, or not. I don't think it really makes sense for anyone to harass me. Phonogram number 1 of 6, 50 cents. Gosh, chill. All right, I'm chill. I'm not blocking you. You know what, Ed? If you're gonna keep gaslighting me with this about me needing to chill, I might have to actually block your number. Even though I don't know your number, I will block your number. Don't test me on the show. How's that for a chill, Bill? Now you're harassing me? Geez, settle down, Onrie. Settle down. Well, you know, like that I understand. Like that makes sense. If someone like sexually harassed you, yes, it's like now's the time to block their number. You know, surprisingly, I have had situations like that occur too, and it's very embarrassing as a guy. But you know, there was a guy who tried to pull my pants down at a convention once, and then after I nearly like ripped his head off because he did this while I was pitching someone at a show. I like shouted at him, and he got real freaked out. His face turned white. And he just kept walking. He's another creator. And then in New York Comic Con one year, he went up right behind me while I was talking to someone and stuck his hand between my butt crack and did like one of those credit card swipes. And I was like in mid pitch, and I was so angry. I was ready to like just drop kick this motherfucker, but he walked off. And this is where things got really bad. Is he came by a little bit later while I was talking to another female friend and started bragging about how he did this. And he went into such detail, thinking that this was funny. And after he left, my friend was like, not having it. She was like, I'm going to go report this guy right now to Repop. And I'm like, please don't do that. Like, I can handle this and everything. And yeah, it really sucked. So I had to message him, and I told him, like, you and I can no longer have any contact at a convention. Like, don't look at me. Don't come near me. If you do, I will press charges. And since then, he has not come near me at a convention. Like, every time I see him at a show, he'll look at me and then he'll turn in the other direction, which is really good. So my message was heard, but I don't have time for those kinds of shenanigans. Yeah, it wasn't funny. Like, honestly, like, while I'm conducting business, do not fucking touch me like that. You know, like, that is something I am really not cool with. But, you know, I can't make a scene. If I go and punch this guy in the middle of the floor, I'm going to look like the bad guy. So I had to handle this in a certain way. And it was very embarrassing. Because my friend was like, that guy harassed you. That guy, you know, sexually assaulted you and all this stuff. And it was a lot. So I don't think that's what he was intending to do. I just think that a lot of the peers in this business kind of sometimes think that this is like high school and we can kind of screw around with each other like that. I don't think that there was any other agenda there. But you never know how people can perceive your humor. So, you know, keep your hands to your fucking self. Keep your hands in your damn pockets. Yeah, I did know him. And I know for a fact that he wasn't trying. I can tell you right now that his obsession with pranking me at conventions like that was kind of getting out of hand. And it was hard for me to kind of stop him. And I was getting kind of drawn into it. Because that's the thing. Sometimes I used to be reactive to this stuff. So when people would play these tricks on me, I would respond by getting them back. So one thing he would do sometimes is he would send people over to give me a message from him that would say, hey, Onrie, go fuck yourself. And it's funny, right? Haha. But he would do it all the time. So I would start sending messages to him, and I would start doing this stuff, and I got sucked into this. And after a certain point, I kind of realized, like, this is not a healthy relationship. Like, this does not look good. And I don't want to be caught in this stuff. So, you know, I don't think there was any ill intent on his end, but he just couldn't control himself anymore. And that's why I had to draw the line where I did. So, yeah. All right. I guilt tripped Lorena into this. That's funny. No, I didn't. I know I didn't do that. That's awesome. Are you sure you want these books, though? Because I know you've read this stack. So please don't feel like you need to grab them on my behalf. But I appreciate it, Lorena. You're awesome. No, you know, it's one thing, you know, you want to think to yourself on the outside, I want to take this guy outside, I want to teach him a lesson, beat his ass, do all that stuff. But you have to think practically. If you do something like that, it's how are people outside going to perceive it? If I just randomly punch someone, I'm the aggressor under any circumstance, right? So, you know, and also you got to be ready for what could come next. You don't know if this guy is armed with like a gun or a knife or whatever. I don't want to start shit with somebody that I don't want to start a fight that I can't finish. My dad actually taught me this. It's much easier to, it's much harder to end a fight than it is to start one. So it's a very true saying. I really stand by that. And, you know, shit happens. It's how you handle yourself. That's the most important thing. But again, this is the kind of shit you deal with out in the world of conventions. It's like, it's crazy. It's not the same thing as, you know, being in a sort of like secluded environment. But, you know, even that has its challenges too. You know, I worked my office job for 10 years and believe me, I saw shit there too that sucked. That's awesome, Lorena, and you got a good deal on those green arrows. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your business. You're awesome, and you deserve the retail therapy. All right, I have Archangels, the Saga #1. You really turned this show around for me, by the way. And #3 and #1, 2, and 3. That's going to go for $1.50. Serenity is $1.50. Shadow Roads #6 is $1.50. I found another Serenity. This is actually #13. Vein #1. There's actually 2 of these from Onrie Press. And another variant. It's all 50 cents. This stuff's not going on the rack. I'm just showing it off right now. Nice #3, 50 cents. The Ones by Brian Michael Bendis is 50 cents. The Hard Place, 50 cents. Drifter #1 is 50 cents. And I think I showed you guys all these other books. Yes, I did. I showed off all the other stuff. Awesome. Okie dokie. So let's go over the bottom row one more time. Yeah, it's not a light thing when you end up in an uncomfortable situation. And like, again, that's why I say like conventions are the ultimate test of your mental fortitude, because you have to restrain yourself in every single way possible. Like, you can't be reactive, because one bad reaction can really hurt you, in multiple ways. Like if I started taking it out on the customer or getting angry at people for not buying stuff, I have seen people do that. Like, I'm not kidding. I was at a New York Comic-Con one year, and I saw an exhibitor standing in front of his booth, and he just had the most pissed off look on his face. He had major RBF, and he was just sitting there for a minute, and he looked down and he just started throwing out F-bombs. Like, no one's going to want to approach you if you give off those vibes. It's understandable to be angry, but if you're that angry, you need to walk away from the booth for like 2 minutes and collect yourself. You got to find a way to stay in that area and or to compose yourself, and it can be tough, especially when the clock is ticking. It's not like it's you only have that short window of time, that 10 hours per day to make your money, and it seems like it's a lot. Like you're talking about cramming 27 hours of work into 3 days, right? But it's just 27 hours of sales time. The rest of the time is prepping, breaking down, traveling, doing all that stuff. So it's tough. It's really, really a tough situation. Well, you don't know what set off that guy to where he was throwing F-bombs. Maybe he got sexually assaulted and wished that he would have knocked that guy out and would have had I'll tell you right now, my reaction to it was I started making a lot of jokes. I kept trying to forget about it because I had to kind of get myself into a mindset where I wasn't thinking about it anymore, because after my friend had that reaction, I was really worried that she was going to go behind my back and get the convention involved. And if she would have done that, that would not have been a good situation, because this happened at a Reed Pop show. So Reed Pop, for those of you guys who don't remember, I had a situation occur with them back in 2022. This was right when I first got separated. I went to Emerald City Comic-Con, and every year I got badges and I resold the badges out on the street. Well, they sent out a notice letting me know that you weren't allowed to do that. And if you did do it, you should come clean. And I didn't, because I didn't receive the email. Or I did, but I just didn't see it. And after the show, they kicked me off the floor. So, and they said, you're not welcome back at any of our shows anymore. And that was tough. That was really hard. I had to miss New York Comic Con that year. That was really, really bad. But I waited about 6 months. I reached out to my rep. I explained my situation. He understood. He told me what to do. And I got back in with good graces with them. And I was back on their circuit. Well, then New York Comic Con comes and this incident occurs. And I don't want any negative attention on myself. I don't want to come to them and be like, this happened. Especially when the person who was doing it was intending for it in a humorous way. And given the fact that I was adding to that in my own way at different times. I didn't touch him like that. I just don't touch people. It's just not my thing. if you're okay with me shaking hands or hugs, I'm okay with that, but I ain't touching you just like that. So it was really hard, and I had a nervous breakdown, like right on the floor. I had a nervous breakdown at 3:00 on Sunday. I saw big stacks of books that I just no longer had the energy to sell, and I had to kind of settle with what I did over there. But I was not in a good place mentally at that time anyway. That was one of those points when I realized I needed to recalibrate how I was going about doing things. So, we all go through this in life. This is normal stuff. And, whatever was bothering that guy, I honestly, people crash and burn. It happens on that floor all the freaking time. And it's tough. I don't ever criticize anyone for coming to that point. It's someone did something to get them there. And sometimes people do it maliciously on the floor because they don't know what it's like being on the other side of the floor. To them, you're just another person soliciting shit. There are kids who like to throw pranks and do shit like that. They'll walk by and they'll be like, "Oh, I don't read books. Oh, is it free?" And all that kind of crap, And you got to have the right rebuttal for that in a way that's not going to get under your skin. And it's tough to keep yourself in that space. And when something really extreme happens to you, what are you going to do? Read Pop is the company that puts on New York Comic Con, Emerald City Comic Con, C2E2, Florida SuperCon. They do a number of shows, and my relationship with this organization is very important to my business. So I don't want to have issues with them. I already had issues with them, plenty of issues dating back to when I first started doing cons. One year, I think it was the first year that I actually did Artist Alley and C2E2. I got into trouble because I was standing in front of my table selling books. They didn't like that. So they basically kicked me out of Artist Alley, and I got in through Small Press, and that's kind of where I decided to stick because there I can do what I need to do. But if I do a Read Pop show and I'm in Artist Alley, my ass is behind the table, period. I'm not messing with them. I don't want that negative energy. I want to keep our relationship intact. It's very important to me. All right. Anyway, let's finish up here. We only got 2 minutes. Actually, we're done. I'm going to show off the FOMO books again. Lorena gets to spin on the wheel, and then we're out of here. All right. So I have Batman Who Laughs #1 going for $30. Thanos Legacy #1, that's going to go for $5. Murder Hobo Chaotic Neutral, the CBSN variant, is $5. Uncanny X-Men #2 is $5. Batman 41 is $5. That's the first appearance of Jim Gordon as Batman. Black Order #1 is $5, and Black Panther #1, Brian Stelfreeze's first Black Panther, is $5. It's up here. And you guys can always message me after hours if you're interested, and I will hook you up with these books at the same price as I'm offering them at right now. I'll go over everything that we had on the bottom row one more time. I have Hulk 248 going for $4. X-Men #1, the Rubicon edition, that's $8. Rick and Morty #1 is $3. Razor and She Special is $3. Oh My Goddess, Valentine Rhapsody, that's going to go for $5. America Chavez #1, the Coast to Coast Comic Con variant, that's going to go for $5. Strange #1, the Archer variant, is $5. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #24, the Mary Jane variant, is $5. Wonder Girl #1 is $3. Red Sonja Monster Isle #1 is $5. Vampirella versus Panther #1 is going to go for $5. G.I. Joe 5 is going to go for $5. Fantastic Four 580 is $5. Elektra Assassin #2 is going to go for $3. All right, Rick and Morty off to Lorena. All right. It is time to spin the wheel at Skid Bark, so let's do this.
It's time to spin the wheel of Skid
Spinning the wheel for Lorena. Katrina gets a free DC book, I'm going to hook her up with Green Lantern Corps number 22. All right, two more things I wanted to share with you guys. I forgot about the top row stuff. So I still have the Fistful of Pain here. This is a martial arts graphic novel by Comics Tribe about two sisters fighting over their pet dragon. It's really cool. I have Independence Day 0, 1, and 2 going for just $6 right now. That's $2 a pop. It was priced at $10. I'm dropping it down to $6. And then I have 2 copies of Comics Illustrated, which features a spotlight section for me. And I will be happy to sign this for you if you decide to pick it up. It's going to go for $15. And that is the end of our show, guys. Thank you so much for popping in. Really means a lot to me. I'll see you guys next week on The Experience. Until then, I'm off to get ready for Fan Expo Chicago. If you're in the area, feel free to come by and say hello this weekend. I look forward to seeing you guys. Don't touch me. Don't freaking touch me. No, I'm just kidding. I did share a lot today. I shared a lot of stuff, but that actually kind of helped me get through the show. And I hope I wasn't TMIing you guys with a lot of information. But again, I'm trying to be better at what I do. Part of it is being here with you guys, even when things are slow, even when I don't feel like doing it. Part of it is showing up anyway, and that's what creates true strength and fortitude and longevity. So thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. I love you all, and have a wonderful rest of your week. I'll see you guys later. See you next week. Look, Katrina, we can hug. Everybody can hug me. And Eddie said he got a copy of the Comics Illustrated. That's awesome. All right, guys. See you later. Take care. Have a good one.